Hey guys, welcome to Miss Marie TV. Today's episode is all about travel. Continue watching if you want to see where I went, what happened, the drama, what I enjoyed, all of the above. All right, keep watching. About a year or two ago, I went to Egypt. You know, it's one of those things you gotta check off your list. I had literally Googled every possible thing that I possibly could think of to prepare to go to Egypt. You know, my uncle sent me a text. He was like, hey, be careful because this is going on. I had friends who were like, all right, be careful, but have fun. I bought certain outfits so that I made sure that, you know, I was respectful of the culture. I did it all, but it did not prepare me for what I experienced, y'all. Nothing could have prepared me for what I experienced. Well, the first thing, as typical, it was 18-hour flight. Most flights over there, Middle East or whatever, they about 18 hours. But what we decided to do was to break it up, okay? So we broke it up. We flew into Rome first, and we spent about 3 days there. And I'll do a video about that later, but it was aight. All right, so anybody that tells me that the food was amazing, that Rome is like the bomb, I don't believe them and you are a liar. I'm sorry. I can't believe that. I'm gonna leave that for another time because Rome was very interesting, all right? So we stopped in Rome, we stayed there for 3 days, and then we flew out from Rome to Cairo. And that was interesting. It was only like a 4-hour flight there, so it wasn't that bad. But when we got down there, I'm gonna tell you that it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, okay? The security was totally different. So the security was heightened, so much so, heightened. I had to take off everything, TSA pre-check, if you have it means nothing there, okay? It means totally nothing. So let's talk about lodging. So lodging, because we had heard so many opposing views about Egypt, that Egypt was amazing. Oh my gosh. I have a friend who goes to Egypt almost once or twice a year. So he was telling me so many great things. And then I'm reading reviews and it's like, oh my gosh, be careful, especially as American. We didn't really know. So we felt the best thing for us to do was to stay at resort. So we stayed at the Marriott. They had a resort that was literally walking distance from the pyramids. That's where we stayed. It was cool, but let me tell you how I was not prepared for washcloths that are supposed to be washcloths. And they were just long towels, okay? I called down, I was like, hey, can I get a washcloth? And they was like, yeah, sure. They will bring me the long, these things. I'm like, what are you washing with this? And then you had towels. So I was like, do people not wash with washcloths? How does that go? That was very interesting. The beds were hard, and I don't know if that was a, Egyptian thing or what it was, but the beds were not comfortable. The resort was nice. The food was amazing. I love food in different countries, especially Dubai and Egypt, not Rome, but Dubai and Egypt, because I felt like everything was more fresh and they had more options for me being basically vegan. I don't say I'm vegan, but I am vegan. But they had a lot of opportunities for me to eat. Okay, so I thought that was one of the plus sides of Egypt. As most typical Americans, let's just throw this out here, we're not really bilingual, okay? And that's a very general term. I don't want to hear, oh my gosh, I'm bilingual. Okay, good for you, you did it, boo. But I'm not. I understand most Spanish. I don't speak it fluently, but I know when you're talking about me, okay? But Arabic, yeah, I tried to do some practicing before I went, but it was not enough, okay? So calling an Uber was very interesting, okay? Try getting an Uber and then the person is calling you and they're just talking. And then I actually had the translator, one of the apps that I had on my phone. If you watch that video, you know which one I'm talking about. That, and I will put what I was trying to say and copy and paste it into the Uber so they'd know hey, this is where I am. Yeah, it was real interesting. Very interesting. And by the way, if you didn't know they had Uber, now you do. Yo, so let's talk about being a female in Egypt. Being a female in Egypt is totally different than being a male in Egypt. Wait, that's basically everywhere. Being a female anywhere is basically different. But on this level, this is what happened, okay? I'm gonna tell y'all this story and then it's gonna be like, all right, whatever. So I walk into the hotel and we're trying to exchange money. And so we go in there and I see these three women, basically like 1, 2, 3, they're sitting all next to each other and it's this dude that is in front of me. And then I notice it's like 2 women over here and the dude, he's like in line as well. The women are like silent, they're not saying anything. And then I was like, this is weird. And then I started noticing that like, it would be several women and then like 1 man. And then I was like, huh. Then I overheard a conversation about, yeah, my wife, and all this stuff like that. And I looked it up, I was like, oh, they got multiple wives here. Oh, and you supposed to be real quiet. You ain't supposed to be doing the speaking. So I will be honest, there were times in which I was like silenced as far as they would speak to Dumars versus speaking to me because I guess he was the man, but it didn't matter. Like, no, if I'm speaking, you're gonna speak. And that happens to me in Dumars, in Dubai, where they would kind of like ignore me or silence me and like talk to the male. And I didn't like it. I'm sorry. That practice right there ain't for me. It ain't for this sis right here. It's not. Because if I'm speaking to you or I'm asking you a question or anything, you're gonna address me. You're not gonna look at me and then look at him and then expect an answer from him. It doesn't work like that, boo. So let's talk about some shopping. Shopping was nice, I'm not gonna lie. Of course, I have a thing wherever I go, I have to go to the mall. I don't even have to buy anything sometimes, but I really want to go to the mall. And it was funny because we went to the mall, we went to Mango, most females know what that is, and while I'm trying on some clothes, I hear the dude asking Dumars, he was like, so what do you think about Trump? Oh man, it was, and that's like the second time we've been like approached with those questions when we're out of country. When we went to Cuba, the dude, I think he gave us free drinks or something because he was like, I'm so sorry you guys have the President Trump or whatnot. Another interesting thing happened was we went to one of the shops to look at, they sold like fabric. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna give me a scarf. And I read this, not really article, but this blog, and it was several blogs that was talking about, when Asians over there, when they see black people, because they only see black people on TV, that they feel like black people are celebrities. I am not saying that this is true, okay? I read this in several like blogs, but I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. We were in the store and a bus rolled up that had a bunch of Asians in it, okay? They come out and they're browsing the store, and this one couple, and I think it was like some kids or something or whatnot, they turned the corner and they looked and they saw us and they was like, like that. And I was like, what are you doing that for? Like, what happened? And they asked to take our picture. They was like, can we take a picture with you, please, please, please? And I was like, sure. And they was like, thank you. And they was like pointing and like looking at it, and they was like telling people like, oh yeah, we took a picture. So I was like, well, I guess I'm on somebody's cell phone right now. I don't know why they were so excited, whether it's because they only see black people on TV, as with the several blogs that I read said, or what. But just know it happened. And it was really weird. Like, someone of a lighter hue was really, really excited to like see me, take a picture with me. Do you know that never happens in the US? Never. We went to the pyramids like everyone should do if you go into Cairo, like duh. Anywho, so we went to the pyramids. The pyramids were cool. It ain't really much to say. It's a whole bunch of sand out there. All right, it's a whole bunch of big triangles out there. It ain't much to say about the pyramids, but I'm gonna tell you my experience with the pyramids. So we go out and there's a lot of people that are out there like, hey, I'll give you a tour, you can ride on my camel, all this other stuff or whatnot. I had already read up on it. I already knew the scam, but I was like, you know what? I want somebody to take my pictures and I don't want to have to walk the whole way. So I told Dumars, this is how much money I'm willing to spend per reading all these blogs. So, you know, whatever. So the dude does it. We agreed to a price that was under what we said. So remember, I'm already willing to give more, but you agreed to this or whatnot, so we gonna do it. So we do it or whatnot, and then it comes to the end and he was like, oh, that's not enough. And I was like, what do you mean that's not enough? That's what we agreed to. Well, this is this, and I have a wife and I have kids. I said, I don't really care. Like, I don't care. And so then Dumars nudging me. He's like, yo, we in a whole nother country. Like, just calm down. Let's get the dude his money. So we got to go to an ATM. This dude takes us through the city on some camels, bro. On some, through the city to go to an ATM. And then what makes it even worse, y'all, I was gonna get out and go to the ATM with Dumars because I wasn't about to stand here, like, just sitting here by myself. Do you know he, like, stopped me and was like, no, you can stay here. I was like, I'm looking at Dumars, like, just stay there or whatnot, because he was like, we don't know what's gonna happen. We gotta, whatever. And so I'm, like, trying to justify it. Dumars is like, yo, chill, because we're not in our country. And I'm, like, getting more upset because, like, I was gonna give you more. Don't try to scam me. It's the principle of the matter. I still probably would have given you more because you did an excellent job. Like, the tour was great. I still probably would have tipped you a little something. But don't try to scam me. Don't try to play me. I'm not for that. No, I wasn't feeling that. So I'm gonna be honest. I really wanted to, like, put his picture out there and put him on blast and everything. But what is it? The God in me said fallback, sis. So just to let you know, that's gonna be what happened if they give you tours at the pyramid. But it was worth it though. It was worth it. So I mentioned a story earlier about the group of Asians that we saw that came off the tour bus. Okay, so this is gonna be like a sad story, okay? So we were in the store and we left the store. It was like a Friday evening or whatnot. And so we were leaving the store because we didn't want to be out too late in the areas because the security and everything was weird. And before I go into the story, let me explain what weird means. So whenever we would pull up to, like, our resort, like, they had these huge guns and they would stop you. They made you turn off the car and they would search through the car, search everything with their guns, and they're walking around. And then for us to not even know the language, that was really, really, really scary, okay? And that happened everywhere. Right before you can come into the entrance of the mall, that's how they greeted you. Like, coming into the entrance of the hotel, anywhere there was a major, like, you had to get out what, they searched the car and everything. When I say search the car, they literally told you to turn it off, remove the key. Then they came through, they had their dogs, they sniffed in their guns. So that was already interesting. So we didn't really want to be out too much late at night or anything. So we was like, we're going back to the resort. The next morning I wake up, because remember, I think it's like a 9 or 10 hour difference. I can't remember, whatever it was at nighttime, it was daytime over here. I wake up to so many text messages, y'all, like, it was crazy. Like, texting was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And, like, sending me links to all these articles. Apparently at that same, like, right about a mile or less from that place, there was a bombing that took place. And apparently they bombed a tourist group from Asia. Now, I can't say for sure if that was the same group. I mean, it doesn't matter. A death is a death. It's really, really sad. But I was like, oh my gosh, that really freaked me out. It really, really did. And what was even crazier was when we left the store, we came back and we were sitting in, like at the hotels, they have executive lounges where, certain people, they can eat for free all day. Just go in there, chill, they got TV. Every day that we have gone into the executive lounge, the TV was on. This was the one day, that Friday evening, that the TV was not on. And I told you, Mars, I was like, it was weird the TV wasn't on, but I was like, whatever. I went on by my way. So after I read all this or whatnot, we go eat. And we go eat breakfast, and it's all over the news, y'all. It was so crazy. And I was like, oh my gosh, Dumars, we got to get out of here. Like, this is crazy. Because then they started killing all the people that they believed who did the bombing. Like it was crazy. Like those 24 hours was like one of the craziest times. And then I believe they bombed a plane that was at the airport that was taken off. It was bombed, I think, that day as well, because they believe that some of the people who were on there had done the bombing or whatnot. So now we're like fearful of even like flying out, and we're fearful of even being here. And so I was like, shoot, this is gonna be mad interesting, y'all. Like so interesting. But needless to say, I'm still here. I think this was the first trip that I was so happy to come home because of my experience. It was a good experience. I loved it. I would go back, but I would not make this a girls trip because I don't think it's safe for girls trips. I really don't. I really believe that this needs to be a mixed company trip, and I don't think it needs to be a big trip. Like I would say no more than 6 people, because when down there, I've heard, these are not exact, that they do target larger tourist groups. So even like meeting like some people, whatnot, they were like broken off in pairs, But I would not make this a girls trip. You want a girls trip? Go to Dubai. Dubai was fun, not Egypt. Okay. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed that. I know that we're all in our feelings right now because ain't nobody traveling, doing no exotic travel and trips right now because of homegirl COVID. So I decided to share my story about my trips because I'm still really sad right now because I'm supposed to be laying on the beach in Costa Rica, but I'm here. Okay. But thank you for watching my video. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Hey, deuces. Oh, one other thing about Egypt or Middle Eastern I forgot to say last night. Being a woman, they don't really give you too much respect, y'all. So no one has really addressed me, especially men, haven't really addressed me. It's been more of, hello, Mr. Franklin, how are you? And then they just give me a smile. Every time we walk past people, they acknowledge him, acknowledge me. So my friends who know that my mouth can get me in trouble, I'm not really in trouble, but I put my foot down on some things, know that this is really hard for me because I don't like, to me this is disrespect, but I know it's not disrespecting their country. It's just that the man is, I guess, the leader. I don't know. But I am abiding. Oops. I think I am doing pretty well for the circumstances, but I couldn't live here.